is once again music video time, and I felt the need to cover the Pixies once again. This is a subject that's really funny to talk about. Maybe not so humorously, but in a relative sense. Now, when the Pixies released Doolittle, both as an album and its singles, Monkey Gone to Heaven and Here Comes Your Man, it gave the band a major boost in popularity. I covered Here Comes Your Man's music video, so if you haven't watched that video yet, I recommend checking it out first because it's relevant to what is being said here, as while that song and video really helped boost their recognition in the United States, the next single ends up having a music video that you could really argue killed the momentum. Off their third album, Bossa Nova, in 1990, their first single would be the album's third track, Velouria. This was released on July 16, 1990. And while it peaked at number 4 on the US alternative play charts, compared to Here Comes Your Man being in the Hot 100, Velouria didn't crack that chart at all. But in the UK, things happened differently, and that's how we begin our story.
Popular on vinyl, they're even more popular playing live. You may even see Bono there listening to them singing a cover version of Jesus and Mary Chain's Head On.
The Pixies already had a strong reputation in the United Kingdom, being critical darlings and having a couple of their songs hit the UK singles charts, but missing out on the top 40. Velouria would do something completely unexpected when it was released. It debuted on the chart for the week of July 28, 1990, appearing in the top 40 at number 28. The Pixies getting a top 40 hit for any of their songs is impressive. But if you know anything about popular music in the UK at the time, if you score a hit, your song may just appear on the BBC program Top of the Pops. And interestingly, the Pixies were offered a slot to have Velouria be played on the program, although they weren't offered to do a mimed performance. BBC wanted them to have the music video to the song on there. Though here's the thing, they didn't have a music video for Velouria at that time, which results in them scrambling to make a music video before the program would be shown. As Kim Deal said in a fanzine back in 1990, we had to think of something because everybody was given all this shit because we didn't have a video to go with the single. So we just gave them something. And boy did they. Yeah, this is the music video. And no, I did not edit this at all. This is the speed the video was presented. Actually, for the sake of things, I'm going to keep playing the video in the corner to show it all of its glory, because you gotta see this in its entirety to believe it. This might come as a surprise, but the original vision for this song's music video was that it was supposed to be animated. This information comes from 4AD's piece on the making of Bossa Nova, which was written by Martin Ashton, and includes interviews from the band, minus Kim Deal, among many others involved. For example, here's what producer Gil Norton said about the original video idea. The plan for the Velouria video was to turn them into manga cartoon characters. Charles, Black Francis, was a big comic and sci-fi fan. It would have been incredible and groundbreaking for a rock band, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen and Charles was very upset, to the point he didn't want too much promotion after that. The video was very cool, but then you think about what it could have been. Yeah, I can't think of any music videos back in 1990 or beforehand to be manga inspired. One more time, I wanna celebrate. Oh, yeah. Nowadays, we can see videos being inspired by anime, and in 1990, I would have liked to see what this would have been. The director for Velouria was said to be Peter Fowler. His directing credits seem to have been all over the place, having shot videos for the Jesus and Mary Chain, the Smiths, and even Sonic Youth with their video for Providence. Which is, first of all, an insane choice to even be a single off Daydream Nation, let alone it having a music video, which is filmed like footage you see used as police evidence at a murder trial. But Fowler was also the director for Pixies live at the Town and Country Club in London in 1988, so he had worked with the band before. The shooting location was in the quarry outside Manchester, and the plan for the music video was simple. They would be at the top of the quarry, then run down to the camera. Short, sweet, to the point. Though it might have been too simple with their concept, as they end up making a video that is kinda out there even for the Pixies. From Black Francis, it started as a commercial, a minute long, and 4AD would experiment with TV advertising. Pinko, Peter Fowler, said he wanted to shoot us running around in the quarry. Okay. In the editing suite, we were standing around smoking spliffs, and he suddenly played the sequence in slow motion, and I was stoned enough to think, that's a video. Slow it down and spread it over the length of the song so it becomes a 3-minute clip. I think it's the best video that we ever did, a simple artistic idea. Videos usually bore me or drive me crazy. I love film, I love music, but rock videos? No thanks. It's not a good format. Guitarist for the Pixies, Joey Santiago, talked about the making of Bossa Nova in 2020 on Rock Classics Radio on Apple Music Hits to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the album, and he explained what the shoot was like. I forgot who the director was, and that's always a good sign, but he held a camera and we ran towards it, and we thought we had enough footage. I think we were all pretty high, and then we looked at it and he goes, "Is that all we have?" It's like, man, well, we'll just slow it down then until the song ends. So that's what we did. So how long did it take for them to shoot the music video? Not long, actually. In just one take, they shot the video in only 23 seconds. Let me put things in perspective. This song is 3 minutes 43 seconds. Breaking it down, 223 seconds. And if you do the math, rounding up, that is 9.7 times longer than the footage they shot. They only had a tenth of a music video here. Black Francis doesn't even begin singing yet. Hell, going through the video in my editing software, it takes more than a second for 5 frames to go by. I cannot put into words how bizarre this decision is. I mean, the idea of just having the band going down some rocks during the duration of the song is wild enough. A bit eye-catching, but... really? I guess it shouldn't come as a surprise that this was Black Francis's idea, despite the fact that he has contempt for making music videos. Though I guess I gotta wonder though, it's like, you would really think they would at least coordinate shooting this music video to see how long they had, because they thought that they had enough footage somehow. Not even a stopwatch to see how long they did this. I guess they just called it a day and checked on the final result. And once they found out, they decided not to go back and do it all over again. Granted time constraints, they really needed to make a video for the July 26th episode of Top of the Pops, so probably within a week's time this video took to make. But then you just actually watch the final result. Honestly, it looks a bit dangerous for the band to even go down those rocks. As you can see, Kim Deal stumbling around here and there. I'm gonna be honest, there's really nothing much to talk about the music video in terms of content. You're watching the Pixies tripping over themselves down a quarry just to shoot a music video for Top of the Pops. There is literally no other reason for this video to exist other than to make it for a TV program, which is funny because it never played on Top of the Pops.
What?
Yeah, despite scrambling to make a music video for the show in such short notice, it never played on the July 26th episode it was supposed to air. So we never got a chance to see the Pixies be played alongside MC Hammer, or Paula Abdul, or Partners in Crime's Turtle Power. God, 1999 was a time to be alive. He's the leader of the group, transformed from the norm by the nuclear group. Okay, so it doesn't play on Top of the Pops. That's fine. They still have a music video for it to be played on places like MTV. They were already darlings on 120 Minutes thanks to the success of Here Comes Your Man. Well, in America, I could not find any listing of the video being played on any of the major video channels, especially not on MTV's main rotation. And if that's not bad enough, 120 Minutes only played Velouria twice in 1990. But the first time was a live performance the band did for MTV Europe during the September 16th airing. So that's 2 months after the release of the song. And the second time, during the October 7th episode, they did play the music video proper. And never again. Admittedly, I can't find an airing of this episode, but apparently after they aired the video, they just straight up announced they would never play the music video again. And they did just that. At no point for the rest of the 16 years after this airing did they ever play Velouria again on 120 Minutes. They hated the music video that much.
On this Velouria thing for a minute. 120 Minutes had a real
problem with this video, and you had very strong words to say about that.
There has to be more artists that are willing to release all of their music with the visual format added to it.
Joey Santiago, TV absolutely hated the Velouria video. In turn, we loved it. Meanwhile, Velouria's music video wasn't shown on British television at all in 1990. It wasn't until a year later when it premiered in a 1991 episode of Snub TV, an alternative culture channel where it made its debut in the country.
'90s best band, best album, and so on. The Pixies are currently regrouping in LA in preparation for the recording of their fourth album. Until then, a single from their last album, Bossa Nova, and not seen before on British TV. This is Velouria.
And the only reason why it even aired on Snub TV is because Peter Fowler was also the co-creator of Snub TV. Great that it worked out at the end, but it not playing on Top of the Pops is the reason the song hit its peak in the first week. Because the following week, it was knocked down to 48, and then by the third week, number 75. After that, it disappeared off the UK singles chart. So, it does seem like making this music video in an attempt to get play on television screwed over the song and by extension the band. I mean, Black Francis had no problem with the video. He even considers it the Pixies' best music video.
It's the best video we've ever done. The composition, color, the frame. There's a beginning, there's a middle, and then there's an action. It fits the music. It is a perfect video.
I think we shouldn't take stock from the guy who doesn't like making them, but what do I know? We'll say that former A&R representative for Elektra Records, Peter Lubin, thought the video was fantastic, but in an interview with him for the book Fool the World, this video was actually seen as an issue with Elektra Records. That was another problem, well, at least it was perceived as a problem at the record label, which was their videos started to be considered non-events because they wouldn't put any effort into them and they weren't competitive at the time. And so they didn't hop onto MTV like people hoped they would, and when they didn't, that's when promotion departments start to lose enthusiasm and the direction of things can head south pretty quickly. And that's what happened with Bossa Nova. Honestly, while editing this video, I couldn't find many, if not any, clips of the Pixies being interviewed to promote Bossa Nova. It was either clips from their Doolittle or Trompe Le Monde eras and not for Bossa Nova. I think this is what Lubin meant by the promotions department losing enthusiasm. And this totally resulted in the album's sales being affected. Bossa Nova as an album only peaked at number 70 while being on the charts for 12 weeks. While admittedly Doolittle only peaked at number 98 on the charts, it still stayed on the charts for 27 weeks. Bossa Nova also has sales of 281 records, while Doolittle has been certified platinum at 1 million copies sold. So you can argue there was a step down in sales. And it might just go back to the fact that because of how much television stations hated the music video, this lack of promotion faltered the sales of Bossa Nova. And maybe he fans too. When I was looking for the 120 Minutes episode that played Velouria, I found a Reddit post with the OP saying that Pixies sabotaged their career with their music videos, which in of itself could be a discussion to be made. By the time their fourth album, Trompe Le Monde, was released, they just came off as being done with everything, especially with making music videos. But I would generally like to know how much fans of the Pixies thought of the video at the time if it barely aired on television. How did anyone watch the video at the time if 120 Minutes only showed it once and it didn't actually play on MTV? Or did the video get shared through tape trading? How else can I explain why this video has the reputation it has? I would like to think by the time the Pixies music video DVD came out in 2004, as well as YouTube being more prominent to showcase music videos, the infamy of Velouria spread to more curious individuals. Because that is the funny thing. Velouria does have a reputation of being a defining example of an anti-music video. You know, a video that subverts how a music video is supposed to be. And yeah, this video is just a big old middle finger to just about everything a music video is supposed to stand for. Which is funny because Here Comes Your Man also has the status of an anti-music video, mostly due to it not having any lip syncing in it, but at least you get to see them pretend to strum their instruments. The Velouria has me seeing 4 schmoes trying to go down a quarry. Is it any wonder it didn't play on MTV despite being the follow-up to Here Comes Your Man? Heck, this whole experience reminds me of another famous anti-music video. The Replacements' Bastards of Young. both bands were reluctant to make music videos, and they end up compromising by not wanting to perform the song for their video. Also, interestingly, both of these end up screwing the band over, but there are differences. Velouria was just a one-and-done thing, where it was just one take and only was less than 30 seconds long, while Bastards of Young has... But seriously, Bastards of Young is considered one of the greatest music videos of all time due to its attitude and actually having a message behind it. There was actual effort being put in Bastards of Young, even if you might not think so. There's a reason Bastards of Young is a cult classic for its ambition. Velouria isn't considered one of the best music videos ever, arguably considered by some to be the Pixies' worst video. Look, it may sound like I hate this video. I honestly don't. I don't like it due to how lazy and boring it is, but it's not like as if this video offends me. The only thing that really bothers me is that Velouria is a really good song by the Pixies, and this is the video it got. Like, the inspiration for Velouria is really interesting in of itself. Heck, Black Francis said it was like a love song to his wife at the time, calling her muse.
Lost continent of Lemuria, as in the lemurs from Madagascar, sank in the Pacific, and all of the inhabitants, they took off, they flew through the air, whatever, and they entered into that hollowed out mountain called Mount Shasta, which is up in Northern California.
The members of the band loved making this song, and then gave it this music video. Like, come on, there's a theremin used in this, and nothing about the song and whatnot is on display here. So I totally get why people hate this video, but there is still interest about the video and everything else surrounding it, and this would all come to a head in 2020. To celebrate the 30th anniversary of Bossa Nova, the record label 4AD announced that they found an alternative take to the video.
There's two of them!
Yeah, somehow there is more footage despite initially saying they only had 23 seconds. And somehow what we got results in less happening. Just like the official release, this video is slowed down, but doesn't appear to be slowed down as much. Also in this version, all four members of the Pixies have their backs against stone while they do hand movements. At one point, the camera hides under a rock before popping up to record the band.
That sounds pretty boring.
I guess the official release has the edge of not looking ridiculous. Oh my god. Okay, let's wrap up here.
We also know what we are. We also know a video is not going to make us into Madonna. It's just not going to work for us.
The Pixies really did their best to be different from the other bands at the time. Yes, they didn't want to make music videos, especially not Black Francis, but they really wanted to make something artistic. And this one especially has, well, nothing happening, and yet there's something to talk about. I mean, I'm not angry it exists. Like, what am I supposed to be upset about here? Like, yeah, this was supposed to be a follow-up to Here Comes Your Man, and it falls flat on its face compared to the other video, but who cares 35 years later? I just consider this video to be an answer for music video making, specifically how not to make a music video. It's just a silly experiment that ended up not working for the band, probably even accelerated their breakup in some way. I know some people think the video is fantastic, but at the end of the day, it's just part of the mythos for the band known as the Pixies. Thanks for your time.